So we are discussing the episode of Dhruva Maharaj.
Yeah.
So Dhruva, past time of Dhruva is very famous in Bhagavatam. So
Prabhu, can you be little loud?
uh, okay. So we are discussing this episode of Dhruva Maharaj and the past. Is it audible now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes.
Okay. So this Dhruva Maharaj pastime is very famous in Srimad Bhagavatam, and many times you might have already heard many times. But it is like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he is in Puri, that time when he is discussing with Gadadhar Pandit, he used to hear this pastime of Dhruva and Prahlad Maharaj hundreds of times repeatedly, again and again. So that's how he relished this pastime, Dhruva Maharaj. So this is very famous and very wonderful pastime. So we have discussed that. Suniti, like Dhruva, Uttanapada had two sons, Uttama and Dhruva. From Surichi, Uttama was born. From Suniti, Dhruva was born. Once Dhruva Maharaj wanted to get onto the lap of Uttanapad, but Uttanapad did not welcome, seeing that Surichi is around. Seeing that, Surichi became very, like, out of envy and pride, she started speaking that you don't deserve to sit there because you have not taken birth from my womb. If at all, if you desire to sit on the lap of your father, then better you worship Lord Narayana, and by his mercy, then if you can take birth from my womb, then you can sit there. Means she is saying that you better die and born later from my womb, then you can sit like that. She is kind of very proudly, arrogantly telling. So hearing that, Dhruva Maharaj became very upset, angry, or he became he could not, he like lot of bitterness, heavy in anger, and grieving, crying. And then when he went to Suniti. Suniti very nicely consoled Dhruva that don't think don't think. She told that don't think negative about anyone, and everyone has to face their own karma according to destiny. So don't think that anyone else is the cause of your suffering, and especially don't harbor negative feeling towards anyone. And like if you really want to achieve that position, then you worship Lord Narayana as suggested by your stepmother Surichi. That means Suniti, although Surichi spoke so many bad words, one good thing she saw that she asked him to worship Narayana, and she only speaking that you worship Lord Narayana, and she glorified that by worshipping Lord Narayana, your grandfather, your grand Father Manu has achieved so much opulence. Even Brahmaji also achieved all his position by worshipping Lord. And he is more merciful than hundreds of mothers like me. So therefore you worship Lord Narayana. Like that she advised. Then Dhruva, on hearing that, he went to the forest. And Narada Muni, seeing the determination that a small 4-year-old boy, 5-year-old boy going to forest to worship Lord Vishnu, he was surprised and he approached Dhruva and he kind of tested him. That he initially spoke that don't be affected by honor or dishonor. Whatever you are experiencing, bad results, they are all due to your own karma. So intelligent person should always be satisfied with whatever comes on its own. Don't no need to do don't become agitated with whatever things you don't have. And moreover, you are trying to please Lord Vishnu. It is very difficult to satisfy Vishnu. And even great mystics, they have failed to satisfy Lord Vishnu. So therefore you should give up your endeavor in this endeavor. And especially whatever comes on its own, whatever sukha or dukkha, you should be satisfied by that. He will cross over this material darkness of nations. And how should we deal with all others? That is giving some formula. When we see a person who is having good qualities more than us, we should feel happy. And when a person who doesn't have that qualities, we should feel compassionate. And whoever is equal to us, for them, we should make friendship with them. So in this way, Natape Rabibhuite, he will not face any miseries. So in this way, Nardmuni advised, but Dhruva told that whatever you are giving, that advice is good, but my heart currently is pierced by the uh, sharp words of Surichi. So therefore, your uh, humble, your these words, they are not residing in my heart, in my Kshatriya blood. These words are not staying. So therefore, like he's saying that the my Kshatriya blood is not able to accept these things. So in this way, he is saying. And then, but I want to worship Lord Vishnu, and you are very great personality. You are Muni, and you know how to worship him. So please advise me on that path. How can I worship Vishnu? So like that, so that I can fulfill my desire. So in this way, he's asking. Then Narad Muni became pleased with the determination of Dhruva and started advising. And he also told, worship Lord Vasudeva, and he will give all dharma, artha, kam, moksha, whatever you want. All these things will be achieved if you please Lord Vishnu. Go to Madhuvan, it's like Vrindavan only, area of Vrindavan, on the bank of Yamuna, practice Ashtanga Yoga. In fact, in Vrindavan, if you go, there is in Madhuvan, in one of the forest, there is a Dhruva Tila where Dhruva Maharaj performed his austerities. So he performed there only austerities. So in practice Ashtanga Yoga there, and you meditate on the Lord's form. So Lord's form he beautifully described. By that meditation, you will be free from all the contamination. Chant also Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Worship the Lord with several offerings, with water, etc. All the things that are available. And you also meditate on the Lord's pastimes. So in this way, you chant the name, meditate on Lord's pastime, remember his pastime, control your mind, be peaceful. So then the Lord will bestow his mercy according to one's desire. So like that, he gave the process of worship to attain the Lord. So hearing that, Dhruva was very much pleased and he circumambulated Narada and he went to Madhuvan to worship Lord Krishna. So Narada Muni, so till this point, I think we have discussed last time. So here, after Dhruva Maharaj left, Narada Muni thought that uh, Narada Muni thought that he Uttanapad, he was struggling. So he went to the place of Uttanapad and he asked, like, looks like you are so much worried, O Uttanapad. So are you thinking about something? Or did you lost any Kama or Dharma or Artha, anything you have lost? So like that he asked him. So then Uttanpa, he was kind of regretting now. Uttanpa, because of him, Dhruva had to leave the palace. So therefore, in that way, he was like kind of condemning himself. So he's saying that uh, I'm so I'm so merciless. I'm so like I became henpecked and merciless. Like I was so much attracted to my wife that I neglected Dhruva's words. So therefore, I only kind of banished him. So he was feeling that I banished this Dhruva, who is only 5 years old, along with his mother. I don't know now. He went to forest. Maybe some wolves they might have eaten him, or he may become some hungry in the forest and laying down in that forest without any food. I don't know how I behaved like that. Became so much controlled by a woman that uh, I did not welcome my son when he is trying to climb on my lap. Like that, he was kind of repenting for his act. That means, like, even a wrong act, when someone doesn't stop, that is also kind of, he is also performing wrong act. So kind of he is like regretting why I did not welcome him, like that. So Narada Muni, seeing that he was regretting, he informed Uttanapad that don't worry, your son is definitely protected by the Lord, and he is still living. And although now his greatness is not known to everyone, soon, very soon, his fame will spread all over the world. And your son is he will perform a task even difficult for great devatas. And after performing that difficult task, he will soon return and he will spread your fame everywhere. So, like that, Narada Muni gave advice to Uttanapad. Uttanapad, hearing that uh, advice from Narada Muni, then he gave his interest on all the kingdom and other places, and he thought of his son only. So in this way, Narada Muni meanwhile he pacified Uttanapad. Uttanapad was meditating on Dhruva when will he come back. So then the description of how Dhruva performed his austerities, that is described. So what are the Dhruva's austerities? Dhruva, when he came to Madhuvan, he as soon as he came to Madhuvan, he fasted that night, and he worshipped the Lord, like he started worshipping the Lord as instructed by Narada. So first every like first few days, how does he started? He started eating uh, only some small fruits that available, like kapita fruits, some badara fruits which are available in the forest. So he is taking them after every 3 days. After every third night, just to maintain his body, he is eating only that much. So like that, he passed 1 month. So for 1 month, every 3 days, he is eating only some small fruits that are available in the forest. Then in the second month, so his severity of his tapasya is being narrated here. In the second month, he is eating only some dry grass and leaves after every 6 days while worshipping the Lord. So then after third month, he even stopped eating that also, leaves and grass. After every 9 days, he is drinking some water and is completely absorbed in worshipping the Lord in samadhi. So because he is able to worship severely the Lord, he is like he is not able to live even like even after living, even after taking only water once every 9 days. He is completely absorbed in the Lord. And the fourth month, he stopped even drinking water. He completely controlled his breath, and every 12 days he is taking some life air and is completely meditating on the Lord's form. Remember that Narada Muni has explained completely the form of the Lord, and he is meditating on that form. So when it comes to fifth month, it like he completely controlled his breath also, and he is completely meditating on the Lord. And he on one foot he was like standing on one foot only. So like that he was like complete austerities he was doing. So here, uh, in this context, like Prabhupada gives several lessons that in comparison to Dhruva Maharaj, like his severe austerities he is doing. So how to apply for that? He say that we are very insignificant. We cannot do anything like Dhruva Maharaj what he did in that age, and because we are living in this Kali Yuga. So at least we should remember that we should not neglect our prescribed duties in devotional service. So therefore, we should follow in the footsteps of Dhruva Maharaj. because he was very determined. So we can take that lesson of determination from Dhruva Maharaj, and we should also be determined to finish our duties in executing devotional service in this life. We should not wait for another life to finish our job. So the lesson of determination, like severe austerities and how he is meditating, that determination lesson we can take. And some way he says that we at least 16 rounds, that much austerity we are suggesting, so that everyone can do compared to the Dhruva Maharaj, so that we can at least try to follow. So like that is Prabhupada is giving advice. And then, so then uh, by the fifth month, we are discussing these austerities. Uh, by the fourth month, he is only drinking some air, right? Some taking some air. Uh, so like in the fifth month, he is completely controlled his breath, and he was standing on one leg, just like a stable column stands. So like that, without any motion, he is standing on only one leg, and his leg, his mind was completely absorbed in the Lord, so he was not aware what is happening to his body like that. Completely, he controlled his senses and their objects, and he was completely fixing his mind, completely absorbed on the Lord. So his mind is completely on the Lord, and body became so still. So in this way, very severe austerity, severe seriously is worshipping the Lord. So in this way, Dhruva Maharaj kind of captured the Lord in his heart, and that Lord is the shelter of this whole material creation. And then seeing that, the three worlds began to tremble, seeing that effect of the Dhruva Maharaj austerities. So it's like the Lord is the shelter of all the elements that we in this world that we are residing. And that Lord, since Dhruva Maharaj has captured, so the whole material world is also like kind of getting affected by his uh, complete meditation on the Lord. So because he kind of captured, and the whole material world is under the influence of the Lord. So in this way, he is standing on one leg, and on that toe also on his big toe, kind of putting lot of pressure. So he became so heavy that like the earth also like kind of going downwards with his big toe. So just like example is given that suppose an elephant is being carried by a boat. Elephant is so heavy. When the elephant moves, the boat rocks left and right when elephant starts moving on the boat. So similarly, like Dhruva Maharaj with this austerity is completely capturing the Lord in his heart, that even the Lord, even the earth on which Dhruva Maharaj is standing, that started kind of trembling. So in this way, earth got affected. So and when he is completely so absorbed in the Lord, that he lost his total like the when he is like completely absorbed in Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu is said to be the total consciousness, and he completely closed all his bodily holes, fully concentrated on the Lord, and he is not even breathing. Then the total universal breathing also kind of uh, became choked up, and all the devatas, they kind of everyone in this world was kind of not able to breathe. So these devatas, they kind of approached the shore of this Lord Vishnu's abode, and they kind of uh, prayed to the Lord. So they said that you are the refuge for all the moving and non-moving living beings, and we are experiencing so much suffocation, our breathing process became choked up. And previously, we had never experienced such a thing. So, since you are the shelter of all the people, we are now approaching you. Kindly save us from this danger. Like that, they are petitioning to Lord Vishnu. So, Lord Vishnu, on hearing, he is reassuring them that don't become afraid, do not be perturbed. Uh, it is actually due to severe austerity and full determination of Dhruva Maharaj, the son of Uttanapad. So he is completely absorbed in me. So therefore, he is that has obstructed the universal breathing process. So now you can return to your homes. Now I will stop this person from his severe austerities. You need not worry about this. I will take care. He kind of assured all of them. So in this way, Lord Vishnu assured them. And then, so in this way, the Devatas they left. And then next chapter, Lord Vishnu appears before Dhruva. So Lord Vishnu seeing then when Devatas returned, he went on top of Garuda with desire to see his servant Dhruva, who is performing so many austerities. So the Lord that like Dhruva Maharaj, what is doing? He was like kind of completely absorbed himself. And in his heart, he is meditating on the form of the Lord. So, and that Lord has actually manifested in that heart of Dhruva Maharaj, and with that intense meditation, the Lord has manifested. But suddenly, that form within his heart, it became disappeared. So therefore, Dhruva Maharaj immediately opened his eyes. As soon as he opened his eyes, he immediately saw the Lord outside also. So Dhruva saw him externally also. So in this way, he was able to see the form of the Lord that is seeing it inside the heart, outside also. So just by seeing the Lord, Dhruva Maharaj was affection or emotions started rising, and he immediately offered his respect to the Lord by offering dandavats, falling flat on that. And with so much love, he is looking towards the Lord. And it appears that he is drinking the sweetness of the Lord with his eyes. So that there are several phrases that comes in Bhagavatam, which is like you can meditate. So that Lord Dhruva, he was like kind of drinking the Lord through his eyes. That means generally through eyes we will see, through tongue we will drink. But here to express that the Lord is so beautiful that Dhruva Maharaj is like kind of drinking the sweetness of the Lord through his eyes. And then he kind of kissed the Lord's feet by kind of bowing his head. And kind of he is like kind of thinking that he is kind of embracing with his arms by like the feet of the Lord. In this way, he is kind of experiencing different symptoms just by seeing. So he is offering obeisances. The Lord is also situated in everyone's heart. He is situated in Dhruva's heart also. And Lord, understanding that Dhruva wanted to offer him some prayers, he touches Dhruva Maharaj's head with his conch shell. So, and this conch shell of the Lord is said to be non-different from the Vedas. So, because Dhruva Maharaj wanted to glorify the Lord's qualities, but he did not know how to do that because he could not express himself in Sanskrit and because he does not know grammar. He touched in this way, Dhruva Maharaj touched his forehead. The Lord touched the forehead of Dhruva with his conch shell. So that conch shell is said to be composed of Brahmamayana. Brahmamayana means the Brahma, the power of Vedas. So as soon as the Lord touches Dhruva's head with his conch shell, Dhruva gained words to describe the Lord. He understood the difference between the Jiva and the Lord, and his goal was only to possess devotion to that Lord. And by that, that is his only goal. And he will attain some, by the mercy of the Lord, some planet which will not destroy even after annihilation of the other planets. So, in this way, all the knowledge of Vedas got revealed to Dhruva just by that touch of that conscience. So then Dhruva Maharaj started offering prayers. So Dhruva Maharaj's prayers are very famous prayers. Listen. योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयति अखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यां च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादि प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्. He's saying, Yo antah pravishya mama vacham ivam prasuttam. So my words, they are like dull words, but yo antah pravishya mama vacham imam prasuttam. My words, which are like prasuttam, sleeping, but the Lord has entered, He is making Sanjeevati, He is making it alive. Akila Shakti Dara, because the Lord is completely filled with so many energies. Swadhamna, by his own willpower. So he is offering that prayer, and the Lord has not only entered Mama Vacha, he is entered Anyam Shahasta Charana Shravana Pragadin Pranam Namo Bhagavate Purushaya Tubhyam. He enlivened my power of speech, and he is only enlightened my hasta, hands, charana, feet, shravana, ears, bug, skin, adin. So all my senses, they are all working under his direction, and he has brought to life by spiritual energy. So, like, he's because the Lord touched the Dhruva with the way with that conch shell, that Dhruva Maharaj got all the meaning of the Vedas from that knowledge from the Lord. So now, whatever he is expressing, those are all the meaning of Vedas. So those are all coming from Dhruva Maharaj. So, like Dhruva Maharaj kind of suddenly, after seeing the Lord, he was experiencing that all his senses, they are attracted to the Lord. So, therefore, Dhruva Maharaj could understand that all his senses were made spiritual by the mercy of the Lord. So, seeing that such unconditional mercy of the Lord, he was like kind of astonished and offering respects. So, by your Chit Shakti, Swadhamna, because you possess so many powers, you have brought to life the power of speaking in me. Yonta Pravisha Mama Vacham. Actually, my Vacha is Prasuptam, sleeping. But you make into life Sanjeevayati because you possess so many Akila Shakti Dara, and Swadhamna, by your own internal potency, you are making my dull, sleeping voice into a lively voice. So you made all my senses spiritual. So now, having you only made my voice, my speech powerful or meaningful by your Chit Shakti. So that now I can describe your form, qualities, and expertise. So this speech is until now it is like sleeping as if it is a dead speech. But now, the one, uh, like you, you should now onwards, you should destroy that speech which will speak about material enjoyment. But that speech which I'm glorifying, that you should uh, engage. Not only that that speech should be glorifying you. Not only that my power of speech has changed, but you have also engaged all my hands and feet in your service. So therefore my aids also became favorable. Anyam Sasta Charana Thrana Svagadi Prana, even my aids also become favorable to you for your service. So that means all the senses of Dhruva became spiritualized. So in this way, he's praying to the Lord that you, by your mercy, you made all my senses spiritual. And then he's saying that, like, what is that nature? Your nature is glorifying that you are only the that ekastvameka Bhagavan, ekastvameva Bhagavan idamatma shaktya. So you only in this world, you have only created this world by your energy called Maya, which is composing of gunas, and you only entered into all the material senses, just like fire enters a wood and manifests them in different ways. Some woods they give so much light and heat. Some woods they may not give so much; they may give less powers. So like that, you also enter into all the material elements and you empower some according to some great and some less great. So you're all as an Antaryami, as Paramatma, you are situated in the material senses. You give them life. You manifest things differently. That means all our senses are also working only because of the power of the supreme Lord. And the senses of even your devotees, by only when you bestow mercy, they also become spiritual. So because you are present in those senses. But on the other hand, those people who doesn't care about the Lord but who are bewildered by Maya, their senses will focus on Maya only, and they become like their focus will only be material senses. So in this way, that he is saying that you only created these words, and uh, because you are entering into these material senses, they are becoming manifest in different ways. Then he says that uh, he is saying that uh, you are like you are like you are worshipped by different people in different ways. So you have all the powers, and you are to be worshipped by those people who are cultivating knowledge, and also by bhaktas who have who are spreading the knowledge which is given by you. So some bhaktas who are surrendered to you, like Brahma and Kumaras or Jnana Bhaktis, they saw this universe by knowledge given by you. So tattataya vainayedam. Only by when you bestow your knowledge, all these other kind of bhaktas, they will be able to know you. And these people, these great personality, they see a sleeping person and like a person, they see in general that a person is sleeping now and then he wakes up. So that means people are engrossed in material enjoyment, because of that they are suffering. So when they get real knowledge, they will get up like that. So in this way, he is like Parikshit Maharaj is replying, and he was very grateful to Shukadeva Goswami that he gave shelter to him. So he is addressing that basically these prayers. The mood is that, O Lord, uh, a learned person who has received knowledge, who is surrendered to you, He sees this whole world by the knowledge that you have given, just like a sleeping person when he is awoken. And you are a friend of the suffering devotee. And a person, when he has attained knowledge through you or through your devotees, uh, how can a person, when he gain that knowledge, how can that person leave your lotus feet, which is the shelter of people who are seeking liberation? So, like that, he is addressing the Lord that your lotus feet are the cause of all the benedictions. How can a intelligent person can neglect your lotus feet? Like that, he is saying. And there are in Bhagavad Gita, there are four kinds of bhaktas that are mentioned. Artho, Jijnasur, Arthati, Jnani. So he is like kind of addressing the Lord that you give the shelter to even the all these four kinds of personality. So the Jnani Bhakta, he sees this whole universe because of the knowledge given by you only. And you are also remover of the distresser of people. So you are the friend of the suffering devotee. And uh, like he was like a person, Jijnasu Bhakta, he may seek liberation, but uh, once he has attained knowledge of your lotus feet, uh, how can he leave that planet? So basically, Jijnasu Bhakta who is inquisitive, that person is also all these four kinds of persons. They are worshipping the Lord, and the Lord said they are all very magnanimous because they are worshipping Him. But still, uh, Uttama Bhakta is doesn't pray to the Lord for material things. Like in this way, he is saying that these three personalities, Artho Bhakta, and who is in suffering, Ujjasu, who is inquisitive to know, and the who is the seeker of some favor, favor, favors. So, Artho is the one who is receiving some favor. So, if he's saying that one who has obtained knowledge from you and still one who is not worshipping you, that person is ungrateful person. So in this way, he is saying that how can a person who worships your lotus feet can forget you? So like that he is asking. And then he says that only nunam vimukta matayas tava mayate. The people who are caught up by your maya, they vimukta mataya, their mind is like kind of caught up by your maya. They are worshipping your lotus feet, Etvam bhavapya vimokshanam, but their desire is to attain some other thing. So he is indirectly saying that I am a person who is Adhyati. I worshipped your lotus feet, but my reason to worship your lotus feet is to attain something else. So I am such a person. And he is comparing, he is saying in general, whoever worship your lotus feet for other reasons, his person is comparing that Archanti kalpaka tarum punapopabhogyam ichanti yat sparshajam nirye pirunam. So he is saying that he is approaching a material desire tree and he is wanting some insignificant result, which is for a like a which is like this body. Anyway, this body is going to collapse, and if he is desiring some happiness from sense objects, which is even available to lower animals, he is certainly cheated by Maya. That means whoever is worshipping the Lord with some other motives other than to Lord, they are in Maya. So in this way, he is acknowledging his own condition that I worshipped you only because I want to attain something. So therefore, he is regretting that position. And then nice shlokas he says that the importance of lotus feet of the Lord. या निर्वृतिस्तनुभृतां तव पादपद्मं ध्यानात् भवज्जनकथा श्रवणेन भास सा ब्रह्मणि स्वमहिमन्यपि नाथ भाति किं सन्तकासि ललिता पततां विमाना. He's saying that ya nirvati can mean uh, the bliss or the freedom from suffering or peacefulness. So it is like kind of bliss. Ya nirvati, the kind of bliss. Tanuvritam, the persons who have attained some body, they gain by tava pada padma dhyana, by meditating on your lotus feet, va or bhavajjana katha shravanena, hearing about your katha from your devotees. So these two things are not even present in your greatness as Brahman. Sa Brahmani Swa Mahimani. So Brahman aspects is always said to be the greatness aspect of the Lord. So Sa Brahmani Swa Mahimani Abhinata Mahavut Kintanti Kasi Vidita Tavatam Vimana. What to speak of a attainment of some heaven or something which is like Antakasi Vidita, means the dazzling acts of Yamadharmaraj, it is hanging any time to kill. So therefore, therefore, don't approach the Lord uh, for some uh, for some material motives. In that way, is like kind of coming. So uh, what is this? Then what do you want? You don't want any material thing. So what do you want? So for that, he is expressing that I want association of devotees. Bhakti muhu pravahataam त्वयि मे प्रसन्नो भूयादनन्तमहतामलाशयामो येनान्यसोल्बणमुरव्यसनं भवाब्धिं नेष्ये भवद्गुणकथामृतमानमत्तम्. So he's saying this nice prayer. This is the theme of same prayer continues in other sections like Dhruva Maharaj and Lord Shiva's prayers and even Prachetas. They always asked one thing from the Lord. Although Lord was asking to ask for some benediction, they didn't ask any material thing, but they asked one spiritual thing. What is that? I want the association of devotees. What kind of devotees? Bhaktim muhu pravahatam vayime prasanno. Those devotees, their heart continuously flows towards you. O Lord, that kind of devotees, vayime prasanno. I want to have association. Bhuyadanta mahatam udashayana means these devotees, Ananta Mahatam Amalashayana. Their hearts are so pure. So we want the association of devotees whose heart is very pure, who are nice devotees. So what will you gain by getting the association of your my devotees? He is saying that Yena Anyasa Ulbanam Guru Vyasanam Bhavabdim Neshye Bhavat Guna Kadamrita Panamata. Then we will how will you cross over samsara if you are only if you are only asking that I want to take shelter association of devotees, then he is saying that in that association only we will cross over these difficult bhavasagar which is there, which is uruvyasanam. The lot of dangers it is there. And by Bhavad Guna Katamrita Panamatta, the one main process is that we keep on meditating on the Lord's prana by hearing the Lord's glories. Guna Kata Amrita Panamatta. So in this way, if we get the association of your devotees, our liberation is automatically guaranteed. In fact, we will get more also. So all these dangers will go away. And um, then he says, after praying in this way, then he says that what is the effect of association? Association kind of gives detachment. those who have taken association with those like uh, like their uh, all the other attachments will go away if one takes the association of the devotees of the Lord. And those who has kind of taken the like hearing Krishna Katha from the Lord is also equal to smelling the fragrance of Lord's lotus feet. So therefore, whoever has taken shelter of your devotees, they don't care for the material body or the things in relation to the material body, such as sons, friends, house, wealth, wife, etc. So all these things they will become detached automatically. Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayoga. Janayati Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Cha Yad Ahitakam. Just by performing Lord worship to Lord Vasudeva, Vairagya and Jnana automatically comes. In this way, he is saying that those people who have taken shelter of the Lord, they don't care for this material body or things associated with the material body. So this way they are prizing their bhakti. And then, you are saying that you know about me, so then, why don't you worship with why you will worship me with a desire to attain the greater position than your fathers, forefathers? So then further that actually previously I don't know your beauty. Hmm. I know this whole universe which is made up of Mahatattva and other elements and uh, but I don't know your form of consciousness which is like bliss, which is non-material beyond this universal form. I only know this universal form which I can see through my eyes. I also don't know your Brahman aspect. In Brahman aspect is defined as the thing in which there is no soul. So because I don't know what is my good, I am a child. I am completely. Uh, I am only thinking about insignificant things. But now, since you have touched my body with your conch, I kind of understood the real meaning of Vedas. Therefore, I am offering myself to your lotus. So in this way, he is saying that uh, the Lord, uh, He only created this material world, but this previously I don't know about you, so therefore I was like completely absorbed in the material thing. I was absorbed in such insignificant thing as material enjoyments. But now, since you touched me by your conch, my real knowledge has awakened. That means he is expressing the Lord his gratitude for giving that knowledge. So I now understood the meaning of the Vedas, and the meaning of Vedas is to surrender to you only. So therefore, I am surrendering to your lotus feet. So like that, Dhruva Maharaj is offering prayers, and then he's saying that you are saying that previously you don't know, but now you know me. So please tell me who am I? Like what are you understanding? So for that, he kind of saying that uh, until the end of this kalpanta, in this kalpanta means kalpa means 1 day of Brahmaji. So at the end of Brahmaji, there will be a universal destruction. Means only till the lokas up to Sargaloka will be inundated. So that Lord, uh, I was able to offer respects to him. So this way is saying that uh, he's actually prizing that you are lying as Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, and from your navel a lotus has grown, and in that navel Brahmaji has appeared. In this way, you are the root of all this whole universe, right? So in this way, I offer my respectful obeisances to you, and You are also previously he said that he had qualities of Brahman. So now he is saying that uh, you are completely different from the Jiva. There are differences he kind of mentions that Tvam Nitya Mukta Parishuddha Vibhuddha Atma, because you are eternally liberated, but Jiva is not eternally liberated. Parishuddha, you are completely pure, but the Jiva is contaminated. Vibhuddha is pure soul. Uh, and Kutastha Adipurusha Bhagavan Tridisha, you are always situated in your original position. So this way is like praying to the Brahman. He's saying that you are completely situated beyond the position of Jiva. Hmm? And but Jiva is completely absorbed in this world. In this way, he praises the Lord versus Jiva. This is like one aspect of the knowledge he's saying that Jiva is always depending on the Lord. And when he is connected with the Lord, he will get his he will is nicely situated. When he is disconnected, he will be in Maya. But the Lord, he is never get affected by Maya. He is beyond all the states. So in this way, the Jiva is depending upon the Lord, but the Lord is not depending upon anyone. The independence nature of the Lord is mentioned. And then he praises the Brahman aspect of the Lord, which doesn't have any qualities. He says that I surrender to the Lord, who is original Brahman, who is bliss alone. He is the cause of this universe. And in this Brahman, different various Shaktis like Vidya and others can be seen, which are all contradictory. So in this way, he praises the Brahman aspect, and finally he concludes his prayer that सत्याशिषो हि भगवन् तव पादपद्मम् आशीस्तधाम पुरुषार्थमूर्ते अप्येव वर्य भगवन् परिपाति दीनां वाश्रेव वत्सकम अनुग्रह कातरोऽस्मान्. We say that just like a cow takes care of a calf, so similarly, O Lord, you please bestow your mercy upon me. And your lotus feet, they will always, they will always give uh, like all the desired goals, whatever one wants. So they are the form of highest attainable blessing, surpassing all the blessings that comes in this world, including attaining a kingdom. So Lord maintains even unfortunate persons like me by giving some smell of those lotus feet. So just like cow, which nourishes and protects her calf, similarly Lord also taking care. So in this way, Dhruva Maharaj is like submitting himself that I only want your lotus feet. I don't want any other thing. And whatever way you want to maintain, you end up maintain. So like that, he is kind of saying that I don't want basically uh, any uh, any abode or anything. There is a nice prayer in Chaitanya Charitamrita which is quoted from Haribhakti Shubhodaya. He says that Dhruva Lord is asking again and again to ask for a benediction. So that time he is saying that Thana Bilashi Tapati Tapasi Stitoyam. I was situated in Tapasya to attain some sthana. Sthana Bilashi Tapasi Stito. Swam praptavan deva munindra guhyam. To achieve you, who is even difficult to achieve by great munis. Kacham vichanvan abhidivya ratnam. It's like searching for broken pieces of glasses, although you are neglecting the uh, diamond. Abhidivya ratnam. Swamin Krutatosmi Varam Nayache. But although I'm looking for broken pieces of glasses, now I have obtained a kind of jewel or a vajra or diamond. So therefore now I am completely satisfied. So therefore I don't ask any material benediction. So like that, Dhruva Maharaj Although Lord is telling to ask for benediction, he is saying, "You please take care." Like that, he was kind of mentioning. So it was mentioned in fifth canto that the Lord's lotus feet, in the quality of the lotus feet of the Lord, it is mentioned that Satyam dishatiya itamartito nuna naiva tatoya punaratitayatah swayam vidatte bhajatam anichyatam icha vidhanam nijapada pallabham. So Lord's lotus feet can definitely award whatever one desires. But the Lord, he will not fulfill in such a way that the devotee has to ask again and again. He will fulfill in such a way that the devotee, he gives himself the sweetness of the taste of that lotus feet, that he kind of forgets, kind of satyam dishati atyatam atidunam naivatadoyat punarattitada. He gives his own lotus feet, uh, which is the root of all other desires. Ichhapidanam. All other desires can be fulfilled. By tasting that lotus feet, his desire will go away. Ichhapidanam nijapada pallavam. So he gives that by tasting that lotus feet, he doesn't want any other desires. In this way, if someone is sincerely worshipping the Lord with only bhakti without karma and jnana, and when the Lord is pleased, sometimes he may bestow mercy that he he will only he gives the sweetness of the he gives the experience of the sweetness of the lotus feet of the Lord. In that way, the devotee don't hanker for other more things. So in this way, Lord kind of deals with the people who wants desires. Such is the case of Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj is he started his worship to the Lord to attain so many things, but now he is finally asking that you only please maintain me, just like a cow takes care of a calf. I don't want any other things. So like that, he kind of expressing his words. This is how Dhruva Maharaj kind of prayed to the Lord. So next time we will see how the Lord responded, how the Lord bestowed Dhruva Maharaj with benedictions, and after receiving them, how Dhruva reacted and how he returned to his kingdom and how he is received by all the people there. So those things we discuss next. So we'll stop here.
Thank you, Prabhu. Prabhu, you can give us share his number, Krishna's number. We can add in this.
Which one?
Krishna's number. There was one boy in this group. Krishna,
Ah,
you.
okay, okay. Yeah, yeah.
You can share his number. We can add him in this group.
Okay, okay. So basically, he doesn't have WhatsApp, which I didn't have.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Okay, I will. I
thank
have
you.
informed him he is having some exams, so he'll share you later.
Okay, Prabhu.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
And Prabhu, I think uh,
Hare Krishna.
your family has come here, na? Last.
Yes, my wife and daughter were there at GV. Now they have come back to my home here at Ambarnath in Mumbai.
Yeah, one devotee here, I think, is with Gaurang. He talked with them, discussed it.
Yes, yes, they spoke to Dhananjay Prabhu, I think, for uh, uh, they were there for Ram Navami. Yes.
That's nice.
Okay, we like to Vandana.